right, we are live. How's everybody doing? I'm kind of adjusting things here a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. Just got to make this a little easier to hold. There we go. Okay.
We have a beautiful day on the Chesapeake.
Yeah, we do. Here, I'll take the glasses off so I don't look like creep. Or more, less like creep.
There's no help for me. I've got to keep my glasses on.
So, yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. We have following seas and wind on the bum, which is great. Not much. 11, 12-ish knots of wind. And it's literally, like, right on our bum. Here, let me show you. Check this out. Kind of an update here. All right, there we go. So that's what we're looking at right there. 12-ish knots right on the bum. Our apparent wind is pretty low, though. It's like 4.8, so we don't have any sails out, unfortunately, because there's just not enough wind. And more importantly, it's nutty out. It's just, it's calm now, but there are boats all around us. It's kind of hard to see, but there's tons of them there. Looking at the map here, let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. You can see, yeah, so you can see there's one there, and these are just the ones with AIS. That one there, two down here, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
So it's been crazy. It's been cuckoo nutty, and we had a destroyer go by, so we had to deal with that. And then what else? Oh, a big, huge container ship, and then several other larger boats and things. So, and we've been running into a lot of crab pots, so that's fun.
Well, we have been running into them.
Yes.
We have been seeing them. And we did actually rescue a noodle just a few minutes ago.
So it would have been great to get on camera, but we were kind of scrambling to do it. So we saw a noodle floating by, and we thought, oh, what a great MOB, thing, and maybe we can just kind of whip the boat around and see how quickly we can do it just by ourselves.
Right.
And I'd say we got that thing out of the water in less than 5 minutes.
Probably, yeah. We
Took
did.
2 tries, which is fine, but we got it.
Not good at it.
Yeah, and so the important thing is to keep an eye on it as it's going around.
Right.
And make sure that you've got it. That's one thing we could have done was to just point to it.
Yeah.
We could have known where it was. You probably didn't think we were going back for it.
It was going by a lot faster, even though we slowed way down.
Oh yeah, it slowed way down.
And we just want to get stuff like that. We saw a Mylar balloon earlier, but it was too far away to get to it.
And it was stuck behind a buoy, and it would have been dangerous for us to try and
get it. But honestly, we're trying to remove, besides the crab pots, as much debris as possible.
Yeah, if we see something, we'll try and grab it. But that was fun, though. It was cool. I whipped this boat around fast. Man, this thing's quick. If you need it to, you can spin these boats around really fast. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's so big. How do you maneuver it? I'm like, well, it's super maneuverable. That's how. It's like a tank,
well,
you know?
You've been tuning it too. Like,
yeah, but tanks are super maneuverable too. You just wouldn't think so because they're so big. But our steering is super awesome. When we were in the yard, I went ahead and updated I had to pull oh, that's right. What did we do? Oh, I was trying to change the donut on the port rudder. So there's a donut at the top that the whole thing rests on. It's this big, round, thick Darylin donut. And the entire rudder from the tiller out rests on it. But it was too thick, and it pushed the rudder up to the bottom of the boat, and it was scraping the bottom of the boat. I have an issue with Just Cats, but hey, whatever.
What?
Just Cats installed it. It was too tight. I asked them about it. So they gave me another donut, and they said, well, if you're ever out of the water and you want to swap it out, you can. So I thought, okay, well, we'll do that, right? Mm-hmm. Their donut wasn't the right size. The hole in the center of it was way too big. It wouldn't have been a fit. So I had one of the guys at Shearwater, who's the kind of, I don't know what they're like the mechanical, and I don't know. They do lots of stuff at the yard. They're kind of the one company that's there at the yard that you can hire to do all sorts of stuff. But anyway, I talked to one of the guys there, and he just took a little bit off of it, thinned it down a little bit, boom, put it back on. So back to my story. With the new donut installed, since everything was apart and the boat was out of the water, I thought, you know what? I'm going to get these 2 rudders dead parallel with each other. And I went and measured them carefully and ended up taking 2 turns out of the port crossbar, the crossbeam that goes across the rudders. I took out a couple of turns on that pine joint and got it just right. And now Boy, it is a one-hander now. You can just drive this boat with one hand. It is so easy. And before, it would fight you, fight you, fight you. There's no dead spot in the center. All that's gone. It's a dream to steer. So
Yeah, and I don't quite understand the whole toe-in, toe-out thing with the rudders. So I don't.
I think it's complete BS. So on a car, you want your wheels towed in a little bit. If they're towed out, then the thing's terribly unstable. They'll just wander all over the road. But if you do want them towed in just ever so slightly, it helps to keep the car centered on the road and going straight. But this is a boat, and it doesn't have wheels, and we can't push really the way you can with a tire on the road. It doesn't work that way. So I think what the rudders need to be is exactly in the slipstream off the keels in the hull. That would be my guess. So if your hull was curved, then maybe your rudders would be probably pointed out a little bit, and that would make sense. But ours, I checked it, it's pretty straight. So I thought, well, I'll just get them both to be parallel with each other, and we'll see if that helps. And I think it did. It was the last little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'd love your opinion about the toe-in thing or toe-out, but if you're a sailor, let us know. If you have a
Jeff said his John Deere tractor has a bit of toe-in. Yeah, and it should. Well, it probably also has this like weird camper thing, right? Your John Deere to stay in the lines of if you're planting or whatever. So that's probably a thing.
Should we read some comments?
We should. Yeah, we should say hi to people.
Okay.
Robin's on. Hi, Robin.
So what? I'm trying to read it. Look that. Yep. So can't wait to get to Annapolis. Robin, that's so sweet.
So tell them about our ETA for Annapolis.
Probably Sunday or Monday, I think.
Yeah, we got to look at the weather, but we're definitely going to be in Solomon's for Saturday because the weather's supposed to be kind of crappy. It's supposed to be out of the north, and honestly, I wouldn't want to go the opposite direction. Here, I'll show you what it looks like outside. It's not that bad, but that's what it looks like out there. And there's the occasional white cap out there a little bit. So it's not too bad, really. It doesn't look too awfully bad, actually. Because there's only, like we were saying, there's only 12 knots of wind. So it's really not that crazy. We're at 38 feet of water, and we're doing 7.8 knots. I've got the engines kind of cooking a little bit. They're at 2,200 RPM. We need to make our time. So that is our destination time. Changes all the time. That's our destination to the Solomons. And I want to do that with plenty of light to see all the wonderful crab pots that we've been encountering. They've been so much fun.
Yeah. So, we've had some challenges in the last couple of days about our arrival times. We, yesterday, ended up getting into Cape Charles. What was it? Do you remember? What time was it that we got in there? It was definitely about 6:30. So
6:30, right?
they were there till 5. The dock hands are. So we had to.
Yes, we had to dock the boat by ourselves with no deckhands. That's another first.
And as soon as we docked ourselves and Franny opened the doors, Ozzy just bailed, right?
Yeah, Ozzy bolted off the boat. He took off and he was underneath their front porch and like looking for whatever, because cat.
Yeah.
Oh, the little rat. And then I was like, "Where's Ozzy?" I started to freak out. I'm like, "No, we got to go tomorrow. We can't have this like he's lost for 2 days thing."
Right.
Where are you?
He took off as soon as see. So we took them and put them on their leashes and we let them explore a bit.
Yeah, so we took them out for a walk.
They just really want to be on. They don't want to lose their home. Like Ozzy really likes the boat, but he also likes to look at critters. He's night kitty, and it was pretty dark.
Well, also, the cats went through the same crap we did.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. We knew what our destination was, how long we were going to be at it, what it's going to be like. They didn't know. That could be the rest of their life as far as they know.
Yeah.
And so they were freaked out about it. I get it. So I hurried up from dinner last night and sort of ran back to get the cats out and let them do a little exploring before it got dark, because that's just not fair to them.
No, it's not.
So, and they'll have great times. We can do that at Solomon's for maybe tomorrow night or something, and then of course when we get back to Annapolis, they can be out as well.
Yeah.
On their leash, But yeah, so it's so it's pleasant out here today. The only penalization has been the stupid crab pots, which, oh, and there's a sailboat out here crossing across our bow.
Okay. I might have to, I might have to
Yeah,
take
so
over
here, I don't know if you can see. One more. There we go. So, you see that little guy out there?
Oh, yeah. And they're under sail and we are not. So they
Yeah,
have
they
it
look
right
like
away.
they're under sail. So let's zoom in a little bit. That's not focusing on it. Come on. Just the boat. Focus on the boat. The water. Anything. Anything other than the rest of the boat. Okay, that's the best we're going to get, I guess. So,
Right. Watch the sailboat, so.
alright, well, whatevs. And I'm going to need to deal with that.
Right, yep.
So, I need to put my sunglasses back on.
All right.
And I need to probably, I see green now, I need to take those down.
Yeah, so we have been dealing with, just today, we have been dealing with a military ship that we had to get out of the way of,
There you
a
go.
couple of cargo ships, which we don't want to be close to the cargo ships at all because of the weight and,
So, do you want to show them this?
yeah,
Show them this. So
back to the sailboat.
yeah. So we made an obvious course change to take their stern
Yep.
so that they know. Now, we're under power, they're under sail, and as far as I understand, they're probably not motoring, they're probably actually sailing,
Right.
just by their point of sail. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? I'm going to say something here on camera that
Yeah, she is.
Yep. That I don't think the coal regs are right about, and that is that I think when a sailboat has their sails up, then they're a sailboat, whether the engine's running or not.
Yeah.
Their maneuverability and everything is
And
really not much
visibility.
different.
Don't forget
Yeah,
visibility.
visibility's huge.
Yeah.
So they can see nicely because they're on the starboard tack, so they can see us just fine. But if they were on a port tack, it's hard to see. And if you have both of the sails up, half the boat, well, 2/3 of your field of vision is gone. Whether you got
Right.
the engines running or not. And I think the whole engine running thing, your motorboat thing's BS. If you got your, right now, we are 100% a motorboat. We don't have a stitch of cloth up. Fine. 100%. We're
Yeah.
just as maneuverable as a motorboat. We're a motorboat. But just because you have the engines running doesn't make you, because you go to turn on your sails, you're going to freak out, and
Yeah.
you can't, or you could jibe. Anything could happen. You could really bash your rig up if you're not paying attention. So
Yep.
I think that
So-
it's.
So Franny wants to change the regs.
Yeah, I think the regs need to be a change. So.
She has other opinions about AIS targets too.
Oh yeah. So AIS, any boat over, let's say 25 feet or even maybe 20 feet, should be required at all times on the water to be transmitting AIS. Whether they receive it or not, couldn't give a rat's ass. But they must be transmitting, because this whole thing with the fishing boats out here turning it off because they don't want to be liable if they run over a dolphin or a whale or something. No, that just promotes bad behavior. And if you have AIS on, it promotes good behavior and communication between boats. What's the problem? I don't get it. Okay, so rant over.
Rant is over. Get off the
Sorry.
soapbox. Yep. Yep. Well, there's the sailboat.
Yep, and they're tootling away.
Yep.
And they're hauling out there. It looks like they're hauling out their jib.
Yeah. Great.
Sweetness.
And Franny's hand steering. You can see that. Right
Yeah, it
now
was.
she's not on the course.
Yeah, I
Right
just put it
now.
on heading hold again though, but there we go.
Yep.
So we're just cutting our own corner here a bit.
Yeah,
A little
you
hard
can
to
see
see.
that one,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
see if we can see this one. So, yeah, there we go. Sort of. We're the yellow lines. We're just cutting our own corner. Over here, it just gets a little bit shallower, like 18, 20 feet, and I was afraid we'd have a million crab pots. So when I plotted this last night, I didn't really think too much about it. And then when we got here, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut the corner. So that's what we're doing. But this little blurble right here that we just did was because of yours truly out there, which is fine. It's great. I'm happy to go around. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if they have their engines on or not.
Right. I couldn't
They
give a
are
rat's
under
ass.
sail.
They are under sail. Period.
Treat them like a sailboat.
Treat them like a sailboat. Agreed.
Yep.
There you go. I do that.
Yeah.
All right. Rant over. You can tell, in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you, on both of those? So do you agree? Oops, sorry.
All right.
I'm just going to push it out a little bit. I don't want my nose on it. Just my nose on it. In the comment section, let me know what you think. Should a sailboat, well, it has its sails up, but does have the engines going, should it be considered a sailboat or a motorboat? My vote, sailboat. And what about AIS? Do you think that should be a requirement? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below, because I'd really like to get your opinions on it and see what you have to say.
Well, and honestly, I mean, right along with the regs, I would love to see them do something like what Europe does, which is like an official like driver's license for boaters. And everybody says that'll never happen. That'll never happen. Well, there was a 15-year-old girl who was killed, a month ago in Miami because there was somebody that just ran her over. Probably shouldn't have even been on his boat.
Yep.
So I don't understand why we can't enforce something like that as well.
Yeah.
Yep. You should be able to take your driver's license as a private car. Why can't it be the same way for a boat?
Yeah. Yeah, or it is for an airplane.
Yeah, airplanes too.
You can still kill somebody with a boat. You can kill yourself with it. So, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, somebody asked...
enough soapbox.
Right. Somebody asked where we are, actually. We're right off of Rappahannock Spit is where we are.
Yeah.
That must be the Rappahannock River. So we've just passed the outlet of the river. If you look on any of the like marine traffic or whatever, and you look for our boat, Ingenuity, you might get an old one. There's two. We switched our MMSI. So I worked with the Lyles on this today, and Sam was 100% right. He said, you know, we used to have a different MMSI. I'm like, oh, that's right.
We did.
Yeah, we had to
changed
swap
it last summer.
So there's probably an old MMSI in the database, and it's probably tied to the old name, which was Go Big or Go Home, and then we switched it over to Ingenuity, and so that one's confusing. If it shows us in Annapolis, then that's the old one.
Huh.
Yeah, from last year, really, like 11 months old or something. But the new one should show us just outside of Cape Charles, because I checked it just a little bit ago, and it has to update. So there has to be a receiver on the coast that can receive your signal, and then it logs it, puts it into a database, and then like marine traffic and all the other apps will pick that up, and you can see it.
Right.
Otherwise, we're literally just transmitting a radio signal. So unless you're within radio signal range, you won't see it.
Yeah.
For us.
You
But
can
that's where
follow
we
us
are.
that way, though. I mean, that's one way to find us is through AIS. We actually do provide a link to our patrons when we are underway. That's just one of the benefits of being one of our patrons. So if you want to watch us, you always have access to that.
And also for some security reasons and safety reasons, that's why we only divulge it to the Patreons, because we know those folks. And funny, Sailing Uma had a bad issue with this, that somebody was tracking them, and their tracker pooped out or something, so whoever it was who was watching them freaked out. It wasn't their ground support, it's just some random person who had their link. And they freaked out, they called the Coast Guard went looking for them. It was a big mess, and it was like, they got in big trouble for it. So,
of course.
yeah, I love that. So, so that's why you have to be kind of careful about that sort of thing.
Yeah, we wouldn't want people calling the Coast Guard on us. I mean, we might stop to get a fish.
Yeah.
We've done that before, or in today's case, a noodle.
Yeah, and
it'll show up as, what were they doing? Going and spinning.
Yeah, we did. We were turning around.
We spun a couple times. Did they have a man overboard? No, we had a noodle overboard, and it wasn't ours.
Right.
But we picked it up
Yeah.
because we didn't want it to get stuck in somebody else's props. So.
Right. And our actual tracking for that app is not AIS. It's an actual satellite transceiver that we have, a little inReach mini that we use, and then it's hooked up through Predict Wind. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get it set up, but we got it set up. And so that feeds data continuously into Predict Wind, and the link is from Predict Wind. So, so I'm going to get us back on course here just shortly. We're not all that close. So you can kind of, why don't you show them how I do this?
Okay.
So.
Oh, sorry. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. So Brandy's going to show you.
Yeah, I'll just show you kind of what I do.
Hold on to it.
You want to hold on to it?
Yeah.
Just make sure you can get this and this.
Okay.
Okay. So right now we're on heading hold, is what this says up here. Heading hold. That's our course, 355 magnetic, and you can diddle these numbers back and forth and go to the left or go back to the right, whatever you want to do. Now over here you can see this is us. The little yellow tongue that sticks out here is to show us the direction the autopilot wants to take back to the purple line here, which is our course. Now if I just watch what happens, this is great. So if I'm going to go up and say, go ahead and follow our route, and I'll select it, and watch what the boat does. Check this out. Whee! Yeah, it'll spin us around. It wasn't even that bad this time, but sometimes it'll do a crazy Ivan, and it will just literally do a 90 degree. What it's going to do is follow this yellow bit here, and you kind of see on here a little boat, and this is the yellow bit leading up into our course, which is the purple or pink or whatever that is behind. And then once it gets there, we'll turn directly onto our course. It's kind of cool. You just have to get used to it. It acts a little strange sometimes. So we're coming up on it. Let's see.
We're coming up on the sailboat.
Oh, we got another sailboat, and they're heading directly towards us, and I need to deal with that. So too bad, I gotta take their stern. This whole day has been like this.
Right. So this is the sailboat. We're gonna make an obvious course change so that they know that we're doing a course change.
Oh, they just tacked. Oh my God, you guys are crazy. They just tacked.
Okay.
Holy cow. All right, well, back to what we were doing then. All right, they're on a different point of sail. So, okay, well, let's check this out again. Let's go through this process. All right, so that's actually a really good exercise. So we're back to this, and I'm on standby, which means that there's nothing. We got no navigation going on at all, and it's this hand steering mode. So let's go back to menu and go to follow route, and let the autopilot pull us back onto our course, which is what we were doing anyways.
Not bad right now. Like we didn't do like the kind of craziness.
No, we didn't crazy Ivan, because we're really close to it. So here, check this out. As we're approaching, kind of see it on both screens here. I'm trying to, yeah, there we go, both screens. You can see as we're coming in on the yellow. And I know a lot of people are going to find this very boring. I find it very interesting because I didn't know how any of this worked before we started.
Right.
And so the little yellow triangle on the right is getting smaller and smaller as we are getting closer and closer. And then we'll make a turn. And let's see, we should be able to see that turn right about now-ish.
Yeah, you'll see it.
There it is. There we go. So now we're moving to starboard a bit, and we are back on our course for the most part.
So now the yellow's gone on the other side.
Yeah. And the little arrow down there, a little triangle, I mean, will sometimes not point the direction you're going, and that's because we have 1.5 knots or more of drift in the against us, and then not exactly straight back as well. That's also gobbling up a whole knot of speed, which is the reason why we have to cook the engine so much.
Yep.
So
right.
That should settle itself out. I was looking at the tides and things. It should settle itself out about 3 o'clock today.
Hazel says,
okay, good.
How curiosity and sweet. Oh.
And
cool.
Jeff just said marine traffic shows Ingenuity just outside of Cape Charles 2 hours ago. Yeah. So the reason it's old is because we were out of range of any land-based receivers for AIS, and so that's the last time we were in range was 2 hours ago, and that's why it is. Now there is a.
In Cape Charles?
No, they did in Cape Charles. But that's where it shows us. Okay. So there is this. Predict Wind has a hub, a data hub, that can hook up to the internet, and it can constantly beam out your AIS location. It's a kind of a cool thing, and it also will read all the other AIS locations and give you over the horizon AIS, which I'm not sure I really need over the horizon, to be honest, because that's a long ways away. It's like 12 or 13 miles, I think, is the horizon. It's like 12 or 13 miles away. There's a sailboat way down there.
I know, I just wonder where that other one went.
Yeah, watch out for Russian subs of it. We will look for Russian subs. Yeah, there's a big deal. So the Russian. There was a whole Russian flotilla that went to Cuba,
Wow.
and they're heading down to South America, I guess, or something. I don't know. I don't know too much about it because like we were sailing and I didn't really get the news. But
Yeah.
there's quite a
Kind of out
few
of touch right now.
U.S. Military keeping an eye on that. So I don't know what the Russians are up to, but I don't know. Who cares? Like, well, I do care, but I don't know. Whatever. All right. Well, that's kind of crazy. This has been our day. All day is kind of doing all this sort of stuff. Turned out a U.S. sub was tracking them the whole time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Any rate, we've been posting pictures to the WhatsApp group as well, so if you're a member of that, that's kind of fun. And been posting pictures of the things that we see and all that sort of stuff. And of course we have these live streams and stuff too. So we'll put into Solomon sometime around, looks like, between 6 and 7. Probably something like that. I'm hoping we'll speed up a little bit when the current chills out a little bit. We lose our 1 knot drag we've got right now. That'll be up, like I said, about 3-ish or so. So maybe we can kick that up about half an hour or something. I don't know, 6:30-ish. Hopefully we get in. But other than that, it's a beautiful day out. It's gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky. Sunny. The water's nice. The temperature's just right. There's a little bit of a breeze. I pulled our. You can kind of see it up there. I pulled our. This little bit here.
Yeah.
I rolled that all up so we have a little air coming in from behind. And can I show them something?
I don't know. What are you showing?
Here, I want to show you guys something really quick.
Not my underwear.
No, not the underwear girl. No. Come on down here. I want to show you something. This is crazy. All right. All right. Big red fender. Oh, Heidi got a Dometic cooler, so she's very excited about that. But here, check this out. I was over here yesterday. Look at the salt on these solar panels. It's crazy. Look at this. I told Heidi she needs to do like a video on this because this makes a really nice salt scrub for your fingers and makes your fingers nice and soft. So Heidi's going to do a little segment on that, but look at all this salt. It's insane. It's just crazy. So I've got this girl needs a wash. She is a disaster. There's salt everywhere. Our big panels as well, and just on the rails here. It's everywhere. So, well, holy cow. Anywho, it's a beautiful day out here. It really is. It's very nice. That's behind us. Catamarans don't really throw much of a wake, which is nice, even at full power. So, trying to think of anything else interesting going on. I don't think there really is. I think maybe we can let you guys go at this point. But I hope these little live streams are fun and entertaining. It's a great way for us to break up our day too. Mm-hmm. So they're always really fun for us. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, well, we'll get back to you probably when we leave Solomon's and head up to
the last passage for a while.
Up to Annapolis.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to seeing Anna again.
There's a bunch of Annas.
Yeah, I know.
Which is really funny.
Anna Rondell, so this is Annapolis.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But really, seriously, there are a bunch of Annas. Like had several Annas work on our boat while we were
Oh, those Annas too. Yes. Yeah, they were great. Yeah. M Yachts and.
M Yachts has an Anna, and so does Chesapeake Sails.
Sails. Yeah. They're really fun.
Yep.
Yeah, they're really smart. Both incredibly good at what they're doing, and just a blast to hang out with.
So Annapolis attracts Annas.
Evidently, because it's Annapolis. Right. Right. It all makes sense. It all does when you see that.
You're right, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to getting to Annapolis too. It's a cute little town, and we can go out to dinner and do some stuff. And we need to get out and do some more stuff. So
take
I'm
a dinghy down
to
the main area.
We just need to do that a lot more. And I was working so much last time that I don't know. Work is a major buzzkill. So
and for everybody.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not just us. It's a reality for everyone.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Team Jody and everyone else.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna chill out and we're gonna have a good time. I think that's what we bought the boat for, right?
Yeah.
And so and we had a hell of a sail up here, and so I think we kind of owe ourselves some chill.
It was a nasty.
It was pretty rough, actually. For 2 days, it was pretty rough. The last day was beautiful.
It was bad enough that I was threatening to quit.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. 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 She didn't. That's important.
No,
Okay. All right, everybody. Well, have a great rest of your day, and safe travels as always. And look for another live stream coming up soon.
yeah.
Right? All righty, everybody.
Safe travels.
Safe travels.
Bye.